What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Got some big news here on Trump's big, beautiful bill, and Republicans going to pass it here, and the latest details here, including no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, and the DOGE dividend stimulus checks here. All that here in this video. I'm going to go over the latest details here on what we know and what details here just came out. We're going to go over that here for you guys in this video. We've got some big news here for you guys. A lot of details here that you guys have been waiting on, and I will give that to you here right now for you guys here. So let's jump right in. We are live right now here on the YouTube show. It's Jimmy YouTube show. So let me know if you guys can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos. It's completely free to do so. We got some big news coming out here from Republicans. Remember, Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So they're going to pass this reconciliation bill, and they have already passed the blueprint of it, which is one step in the reconciliation bill. They've already passed this blueprint in the House and the Senate, and the Republicans can pass this on their own. They don't need a single Democrat vote to do this, okay? This is kind of the new version of the Trump tax cut bill, and there's going to be a lot of things in this bill. It's a massive, massive bill, and this is Trump tax cut 2.0, basically. The Trump tax cut originally was back in 2017 when Trump controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency back then. Then the American public kind of flipped the tables, and the Democrats took control when Biden took presidency, and the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. That's when Biden passed his stimulus check for $1,400 through the reconciliation process as well, because then the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. When you control all three, you can pass special bills through the reconciliation process with just a simple majority in the Senate with only 51 votes. Because normally you need 60 votes in the Senate to bypass the filibuster. But when you control the House, the Senate, and the presidency, when you control all three, you can pass these special bills through the reconciliation process. And that is what the Republicans are doing right now. But first, tariffs are changing the entire game right now, with higher shipping costs, slower shipping times, and raising the price for your customers. Almost everybody is concerned about tariffs. But there's something you can do about it. Print on demand with Printful can help you start or grow your business without the cost of tariffs. That's right. With faster shipping, higher margins, and local USA-made production. And Printful can help you make a longer-lasting made brand. With Printful, you can create custom products from apparel to home goods using your own designs, and each product is made after it's bought. So there are no order minimums, and it's low risk and a low-cost way to run an e-commerce business. Entrepreneurs, creators, artists, influencers, or anyone else can create white label products and sell without any inventory. Once the customer orders, Printful will print, package, and ship the product directly to the customer. How amazing is that? No logistics, no inventory, no hassles, and no tariffs. Made in the USA. So check out Printful.com and jumpstart your brand, or tell anybody that has a business that this could be beneficial to, because this is the perfect time to use Printful.com. Link down below in the pinned comment that you can use as well. Okay, so in this reconciliation bill, there's a lot of different details here. The DOGE Stimulus Checks, also known the DOGE Dividend Refund Checks or the Trump Stimulus Checks. No tax on overtime, no tax on tips. The also no tax on Social Security. Here's where we stand on this. Republicans sprint to wrap up Trump's tax bills. House tax writers are resolving some big questions as they go to set up a vote on the Trump tax cuts. The House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith, a Republican from MO is Missouri, right? Not Montana, but Missouri, I think, says the tax writers have put in more than 50 hours in the past 6 weeks trying to craft President Donald Trump's tax bills. House Republicans are sprinting to wrap up President Donald Trump's tax bill by Memorial Day in an uphill effort, which is in May, just a few days away. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will reconvene his Big Six meeting with the GOP, aka the Republicans, this week with House Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, and congressional tax chiefs. Meanwhile, the GOP leaders are expected to huddle on Wednesday with a hardcore contingent on Republicans who have threatened to throw a wrench in the legislation without expansion of the state and local tax deductions, which lets you write off taxes that you have already paid on your taxes when it comes to like property taxes and other things like that. So you can just deduct them because you've already paid them, which really just makes sense. The flurry comes as Republican lawmakers start to plan to put pen to paper on trillions of dollars in tax provisions that are the cornerstones of Trump's big, beautiful bill. It is also sent to include more than $100 billion for immigration enforcement, new defense spending, and an array of energy provisions for oil and gas production. Trump has called on Congress to make his expiring tax cuts for 2017 largely affecting individuals. This actually lowers the tax brackets for every single American, okay? So anybody that pays taxes, this actually lowers the tax brackets for all Americans, okay? Those are set to expire at the end of this year if they're not renewed. So this is actually good because it lowers the tax brackets for all Americans, every single tax bracket, okay? Well, this is a good thing because I don't think Americans want to pay more taxes. Remember that the British or the Tea Revolution, the Tea Party, right, against the British was just on 2-cent tax. Okay, so who wants to pay more taxes? Let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. So lower taxes is a thing we're seeing here all across America. We're seeing a lot of states lower taxes here as well, and you guys let me know your thoughts on this, but we are seeing here them lower every single tax bracket. Again, renew the lower tax brackets. Permanent and to implement a raft of new breaks to domestic manufacturers, USA manufacturers. Also, tipped wages and auto loans, to name a few. Okay? So, make expiring tax cuts and tipped wages and auto loans, to name a few. Okay? We'll have to see more details on the tipped wages here. Okay? In principle, Senate and House Republicans are all on board with enacting the costly agenda. In practice, there's a huge chasm between the tax plans set up by the two chambers, the House and the Senate, and plenty of potential blow-ups as deficit hawks in the House demand any tax cuts be paired with deep and political perilous spending cuts to help pay for these tax cuts. The House Writing Ways and Means Committee under Chairman Jason Smith will need to start writing its plan in the coming days, really, They said on the Hill on Sunday, this expects that we're days away, not months away, from delivering this from the American people. The committee still has big questions to settle and remains non-committal about the timing of the bill, even as House Republican leaders have been pressing to nail this down in early to mid-May, which is only days away. They said on Friday. There are plenty of reasons to think that the timeline is more realistic of the two. For one, the House Republican bill calls for $4.5 trillion in tax cuts, contingent on Republicans being able to muster at least $2 trillion in tax cuts. Tax writers will need to see how many cuts come from the panels and how much they can muster, particularly from the House Energy and Commerce Committee, which has been tasked with finding the lion's share of the savings. The biggest question is, what number are they committing to for tax cuts? They don't have a fixed target, and they're waiting for other committees to do their work to have a sense of what the number is or what they have to make a guess about for the number. The cost of the tax plan has been a source of tension for months. Nonpartisan budget scorekeepers have estimated extending the tax cuts due to expire at the end of the year will cost around $4 trillion. Yeah, the plan may only allow for 8 to 9 years of tax cut extensions where they would then need to be renewed against. Republicans also want to permanently restore expired tax incentives for business equipment and research business developments, which would add hundreds of billions of dollars more in red ink to the tax plan. Trump calls for tax relief for seniors, which would be, I assume, the no tax on Social Security, and overtime pay, so no tax on overtime hours, could also be expensive depending on how the committee dials the proposals. The House Ways and Means Committee has held extensive meetings among committee members to suss out how they feel about potential offsets that could lower the cost of the bill. Among the options the committee has privately been considering are limits to deductions businesses can take for executive compensation, curbing write-off corporations can take for state and local taxes, and hiking endowment taxes. Some Republicans, like Chip Roy, have been pushing the committee hard to claw back green energy credits even more than other Republicans. Smith said on the Hugh Hewitt show that his committee was looking at every possible way to raise revenue to bring down the cost of making Trump's tax cuts permanent. House Ways and Means Republicans, we put in more than 50 hours last week, and they're thinking about how this could be enhanced, including an IRA credit, referring to the Democrats' Inflation Reduction Act. And they're trying to think about ways to make this stuff permanent. Yeah. So, including other things like the SALT tax deduction, state and local tax deduction, and they go on with other details here. Are the $5,000 DOGE stimulus checks still happening? Well, according to Trump and Trump fundraisers, Trump actually just talked about it here. Here's what he said. Trump campaign just talked about it here in fundraising emails. The publication notes that the emails said, quote, "Do you want the DOGE checks? It's your money. Anyways, I'm just giving it back to you," said President Donald Trump and Trump campaigns here just in the last few days. James Fishback, the creator of the idea, said even if the savings from DOGE are only $1 trillion, which I think is awfully low, the check would still be $2,500 per person. Per person. So a married couple would still get, $2,500 per person. Yeah. And James Fishback just said here recently that he is confident that they will be included in this bill. Now, whether that means that they will be approved in this bill, and then President Donald Trump can send them out when they hit specific milestones, we will see, and I will keep you up to date on that. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments section. Share this video with anybody that needs to hear this information, and subscribe down below and click the bell icon so you get notifications when new videos come out. It's completely free to do so. Make sure to check out Printful down below with the link down below, which is great because if you have a business or anybody you know does, they can help avoid tariffs with that, which is really, really great and made in the USA. Click here to see some big news that Trump just confirmed is happening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in